We have to prove that tan theta minus cot theta upon sin theta cos theta is equal to sec square theta minus cosec square theta. Now, tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta and cot theta is cos theta upon sin theta. So we get sin square theta minus cos square theta upon sin square theta cos square theta. Let's split both the terms. We get sin square theta upon sin square theta cos square theta minus cos square theta upon sin square theta cos square theta. So we get 1 upon cos square theta minus 1 upon sin square theta. Thus, sec square theta minus cosec square theta, which is equal to the right hand side. A sector is cut from a circle of radius 21 centimeter. The central angle of the sector is 150 degrees. Find the length of the arc of the sector and the area of the sector. We are given that radius is 21 centimeter and theta is 150 degrees. We have to find the length of the arc of the sector and the area of the sector. Now, length of the arc is given by the formula L is equal to 2 pi r into theta upon 360 degrees. Let's substitute the given values. We get L is equal to 2 into 22 by 7 into 21 into 150 upon 360, which gives L as 55 centimeter. Moving on to the next part, area of the sector is given by pi r squared theta upon 360 degrees. That means 22 by 7 into 21 into 21 into 150 upon 360, which gives us 577.5 centimeters squared. Thus, the length of the arc of the sector is 55 centimeter and the area of the sector is 577.5 centimeter squared. We have to prove that root 3 is an irrational number. Let's assume the contrary. That is, let's assume that root 3 is a rational number. That means root 3 is equal to p by q, where p and q are co-prime integers and q is not equal to 0. This implies that 3 is equal to p square upon q square. Or we can say p square is 3 times q square. That means 3 is a factor of p square. Or we can also say that it is a factor of p. Therefore, p is 3 times m, where m is any integer. Now, from 1, we get 9m square is equal to 3q square. Or we can say q square is equal to 3m square. Thus, 3 is a factor of q square and thus it is also a factor of q. From 2 and 3, we get that 3 is a common factor of both p and q. Now, this contradicts our supposition that p and q are co-primes. Therefore, root 3 is an irrational number. Prove that root 2 plus root 3 whole square is an irrational number. We are given that root 6 is an irrational number. Now, expanding the whole square, we get root 2 square plus root 3 square plus 2 times root 2 times root 3, because a plus b whole square we know is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Hence, we get 2 plus 3 plus 2 root 6, which is 5 plus 2 root 6. Now, let's assume the contrary. Let's assume that 5 plus 2 root 6 is a rational number. That means it is equal to a by b, where a and b are co-primes and b is not equal to 0. That means 2 root 6 is equal to a by b minus 5, or we can say it is equal to a minus 5b upon b. Now, root 6 would be equal to a minus 5b upon 2b. That means root 6 is rational. However, we are given that root 6 is irrational. That means our assumption is wrong and hence 5 plus 2 root 6 is irrational. This is what we had to prove. 3 unbiased coins are tossed simultaneously. Find the probability of getting at least one head, exactly one tail, and two heads and one tail. Now, When 3 unbiased coins are tossed, the total number of events would be 2 raised to the power 3, that is 8. So let's make the sample space. That would be your sample space. Now the probability of getting at least one head. So the favorable outcomes are the ones marked in blue. That means 7 out of 8. So the probability would be 7 out of 8. Now number of favorable scenarios for getting exactly one tail is 3. That means the probability is 3 by 8. And the probability of getting two heads and one tail would also be 3. So the probability would be 3 on 8. Prove that the parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. The tangents drawn to a circle from an exterior point are equal in length. Therefore, AP is equal to AS, BP is equal to BQ, CR is equal to CQ, and DR is equal to DS. Now adding 1, 2, 3 and 4, we get AP plus BP plus CR plus DR is equal to AS plus BQ plus CQ plus DS. Now let's regroup them. Now AP plus BP gives us AB, CR plus DR gives us CD, and AS plus DS gives us AD, and BQ plus CQ gives us BC, which means AB plus CD is equal to AD plus BC. Now AB is equal to DC because these are the opposite sides of a parallelogram. Similarly, AD is equal to BC. That means twice of AB is equal to twice of AD, or we can say AB is equal to AD, and which is also equal to BC and CD. That means all the four sides are equal, and hence this is a rhombus. Therefore, the parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. If the sum of the first 14 terms of an AP is 1050 and the first term is 10, find the 20th term and the nth term. So we are given S14 is 1050, N is 14 and A is 10. Sn is given by n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times t. Substituting the given values, we get this. From here, we can calculate the value of d, which comes out as 10. Now an is given by a plus n minus 1 times d. Substituting the given values, we get an is equal to A20 is equal to 200. So this is what we needed to find. A20, which is 200, and an, which is a plus n minus 1 times d. The first term of an AP is 5, the last term is 45, and the sum of all the terms is 400. Find the number of terms and the common difference of the AP. So we are given that the first term, that is A, is 5, the last term, that is L, is 45, and sum of n terms, that is Sn, is equal to 400. Now we have to find the number of terms, which is n, and the common difference d. Sum of first n terms is given by n by 2 times A plus L. Substituting the given values, we get n equal to 16. So the number of terms is 16. Now an is given by a plus n minus 1 times d. Substituting the given values, we get d is equal to 8 upon 3. Therefore, number of terms is 16 and the common difference is 8 upon 3.